Wear a diaper before
Power Rankings. Welcome to the only honest Week 11 NFL Power Rankings show. I'm your football master of curses, Brandon Perna. I apologize to the Bengals. The curse wheel dealt you a massive L on Sunday. Previously on Power Rankings. Number 4. Ooh, who did we get? Cincinnati?
Playing blocks for Joey B.
Today, after I rank the top 10 or 11 teams and place the appropriate things in heaven and hell, I will spin this wheel to see which team gets cursed. And if you don't believe that the curse is real, go watch the last 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 episodes of the Power Ranking show here on That's Good Sports and just see how many little fuckers this guy got. And on buys this week are the Atlantas, the New Orleans, the New Englands, and the Indianapolises, so they won't be on the Power Rankings. I will say, sorry, Jacksonville, you're out of the top 10, but you're my team of the week. Zay Jones was arrested on domestic battery charges. This is not good news for Jacksonville. Zay will have an arraignment hearing on December 6th and is likely facing a 29-week probation stint that features a 29-week batterer's intervention program. Trevor Lawrence is coming off his worst game of the season, and Jacksonville basically dropped faster than any team in my power rankings all year. Let's start at number 11.
Numbers all go to 11.
That's right, Houston. You're welcome. I kept you out of the top 10 so that you don't get cursed. CJ Stroud, the only man who could cool off those red-hot Bengals. I've sung his praises a lot on this channel, so I'm going to briefly touch on some other Texans who have made huge impacts on this team. Noah Brown had 153 yards and 172 yards in back-to-back weeks and is averaging almost 21 yards per reception, the highest in the NFL. How about Dalton Schultz, who's on pace to eclipse his career high in yards from 2021? And how about their head coach, DeMeco Ryans, who's taken the 27th defense from 2022 and turned it to a middle-of-the-road pack in just one offseason. Also, running back Devin Singletary may be the key to the Texans' offense and their dominance moving forward. If the run is a real threat, the sky is the limit for Stroud moving forward. Number 10, the Browns. I had Cleveland higher, but with the breaking news that Deshaun Watson is done for the season with the shoulder injury, I dropped you. I have a lot less faith in you moving forward, Cleveland. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski put out an interesting statement today in regards to the news. Stefanski noted, "It was a significant challenge for our quarterback Deshaun Watson to stay healthy this season, considering he's no longer allowed to do dozens and dozens of sexual misconducts in order to properly rehab his body. That's been a real challenge for him." Actually, you know what? The Browns are not a top 10 team anymore. I changed my mind. Sorry, Cincy, it's you. It's the Bengals. You have Joe Burrow. You were cursed last week, and I still like your defense as long as it's not playing CJ Stroud. Pray you do not play the Texans in the postseason if you both get in. It's the Bengals. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by Jack Links. Whoa, where'd those come from? Jack Links is the only beef jerky I eat. Heck, it's the only beef sassy, beef meanie, or beef cheeky I eat too. Now that we're knee-deep in football season, I rarely leave my shooting/editing/command center here in the basement, which means there are days I don't really have time to make lunch or step away from my computer when football videos need to be created. Side note, I've always thought the Jack Links logo would make a really good football team logo. Anyway, as these empty bags down here would indicate, I've leaned a lot on Jack Links this season. I mean, while I was showing you those empties, I shoved another piece of Jack Links jerky in my mouth. Should I eat another piece or finish the, oops? Too late. I've got another piece in my mouth. Guys, this is my lunch break today, okay? This is multitasking. Okay, I'm done, I swear. Just make sure the next time you go to the store, get yourself some Jack Links, my favorite beef jerky. All right, number 9, I got the Vikings. 5 straight wins. For the Vikings, their schedule hasn't been terribly difficult during that run, aside from their Monday night victory over the 49ers, but who cares? They're beating the teams in front of them, and they've got a mile-high test next Sunday against an equally hot team, my red-hot Broncos. I think Byron Murphy is one of the big reasons they've turned this thing around. He's had an interception in each of the last 2 wins, and in his first season coming over from Arizona, he's been very good. Josh Dobbs, of course, also came over from Arizona. My advice to the Vikings, sign every single Cardinals free agent this offseason, starting with Greg Dortch. Number 8, the Ravens. Baltimore. Every time I think I'm in on you, you pull me back out. That loss to the Browns was fucking pathetic. It's going to be difficult for me to forgive you for that one. But yet, you have a secret weapon, and it's running back Keaton Mitchell. John Harbaugh says he's in line for more carries this week. No shit, Sherlock. Mitchell had 3 total carries for 34 yards in that loss. 1 reception for 32 yards. He had 12 carries in the last 2 games total, 2 touchdowns, and is averaging 14.3 yards per carry because he's a home run hitter. I'm not suggesting he's a bell cow, but 3 carries the week after he had 138 yards is mind-boggling. You're a run-first team as well, Baltimore, so just don't forget that. Number 7, the Dolphins. Coming off a much-needed bye, the Dolphins get Devin Achane back. This is a man who only played in 3 full games, but managed to score 7 touchdowns and rack up 203 yards, 101 yards, and 151 yards. I just praised Mitchell for the Ravens, but Achane is Gucci Mitchell. Achane was averaging 12.1 yards per carry before getting hurt. He was emerging as a Rookie of the Year candidate, and any questions people have about the Dolphins offense will be answered by Achane. 4chan. Oh my God, we got 2anon and 4chan. The conspiracy team. Number 6, the Cowboys. Now, I've talked about Deron Bland, Brandon Cooks, CeeDee Lamb, the lack of Tony Pollard's production. Dak's been awesome. Micah's always a beast. So how about we go with 2 guys making a solid impact on that D-line? The vet DeMarcus Lawrence and 3rd-year lineman Osa Odighizuwa. Hooah! Odigi. I'm gonna call him Odigi. Hooah! Parsons obviously leads the team in quarterback pressures with 53, but Lawrence and Digi have combined for 48 and 6 sacks. That unit up front is playing very well, and those guys are a big reason why Dallas is 4th best in points allowed as a defense and 2nd in passing yards allowed per game after losing Trayvon Diggs. Number 5, the Chiefs. Patty Mahomes proved his greatness as a football mind when he accurately predicted the Broncos play calling sequence in the red zone against Buffalo. And in the very same segment, he admitted that he's worn the same underwear for every NFL game since his rookie year. Is this the key to his power? A lot of people say he'd be just another guy without Andy Reid. Well, I think he'd be just another guy without that underwear. And there's only one way to put a stop to that. An endorsement with Chipotle. And here we are, hell. That's right, I moved heaven and hell to the middle of the episode. In hell is Ryan Leaf's haters. I live by one rule, and one rule only. Never mess with a man named Leaf in the fall. Some troll tried to shit on Leaf after Leaf had the audacity to comment on the 49ers football game. No surprise, a guy with the handle Woke Hospice tweeted, you were number 1 on the NFL's top 10 draft busts episode. Leaf clapped back with, I'm also an addict in recovery, a felon, a suicide survivor, a father, a husband, a mental health advocate, an NFL analyst, Hall of Famer. Wait, what Hall of Fame? And flawed human being. You're not just one thing. You are the sum of all of life's parts. God bless. Also, we need to acknowledge how the Chargers went from a leaf to a breeze to a river to an herb. The all-nature quarterback scouting approach is indeed a very mixed bag, but still better than what the Panthers currently use. In heaven, the Bills' offense and Ken Dorsey's play calling. Buffalo fired their offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey. I hope Dorsey finds meaningful employment somewhere else and succeeds. And I hope the Bills' offense returns to the thing we used to all love. Just 5 weeks ago, that thing that we loved. In Purgatory, Sam Howell, who actually leads the league in passing yards right now. That's the slowest burn to the top of the passing charts I've ever seen. He's in purgatory because despite the fact that he's showing he has something and that chemistry with offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy is building, nobody knows what Josh Harris is going to do this offseason. Rivera needs to go, we know that, but will they stick with the thing that's working with Howell/Bieniemy? Number 4, the 49ers. You did it. You survived your 3-game skid, embarrassed the Jags, and proved the best way to win is to make sure Christian McCaffrey doesn't score touchdowns. This is the biggest setback for Christian since Joel Osteen wouldn't open up his mega church doors for hurricane victims. Since we all literally believe in curses here, I proclaim the curse of Randy Gregory very real for the 49ers. The 49ers lost 3 straight games after trading for Gregory. He did have a sack in that first game, but only recorded 3 QB pressures, which then dropped to 2, then to 1, and then 0 on Sunday in a win. Chase Young was brought in and also recorded a sack in his first game as Gregory's role was diminished. Do I trust Chase Young to be the curse breaker? Oh no, that's like trusting Patrick Mahomes with a new game day underwear. At 3.5, the Lions. Yeah, 3.5 Detroit. You're safe from the curse. And amon-ra, St. Brown is coming off a career fucking day.
Wear a diaper before some of these games.
Amon-ra, ra ra ra, ra 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 ra, ra 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 ra.
Wear a diaper.
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 Ra 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 ra.
Wear a diaper.
Ra 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 ra. St. Brown.
Wear a diaper.
And I am happy to break the news. Ford Field will be holding diaper night for the Bears game. The first 10,000 fans to arrive get a free diaper to wear during the game. Number 3, the Eagles. The Eagles have their biggest test of the season. They'll have to go into Arrowhead and try to win a Super Bowl rematch against the Chiefs. Go Birds. My biggest concern here is seeing how the Eagles' offense functions without tight end Dallas Goedert. It's their first game without him, and he's kind of an under-radar key piece to their offense, in my opinion. Number 2, the Broncos. Huh? Okay, guys, I'm getting back to being grounded in reality, okay? I put the Broncos at 1 after they beat the Chiefs. I kept them at 1 after the bye week. I admit, even this spot at 2 isn't right for Denver. I know that, even on a 3-game win streak. I know they shouldn't be at this spot, okay? I'm a realist. But let me have it. Let me have this shit. The last couple football seasons have been rough for me. And beating Kansas City and Buffalo and forcing 9 turnovers in the process is really impressive. I've said my piece, so let's get back on track. Number 1, the Broncos. Oh, you don't know me at all if you thought this team wouldn't be at 1 and 2. Sean Payton is coach of the year. Russell Wilson is comeback player of the year. And somehow, this isn't as crazy as Pro Football Focus grading Jaquan McMillan 23 spots ahead of Patrick Surtain. This is why nobody trusts your grades, Pro Football Focus. There's no way Rock Ya-Sin and Charvarius Ward are better than Pat Surtain. These mother lickers have 3 Seahawks corners ahead of Pat Surtain. 3. Grow up, Pro Football Focus. Get your shit together, because this is embarrassing. Let's see. Broncos, they've got 2 chances to be cursed, and I'm not scared at all. I have no fear that this thing will touch the Denver Broncos. What do we got? What do we got, Curse Wheel? You and I are in sync, baby. Oh! Number 5 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Don't ever let me down, curse wheel. Oh, sorry. I forgot you were here. Thanks for watching the Power Rankings here on That's Good Sports. Oh, some of these were a little loose. Got a few screws loose over here on the old wheel.